Imagine a guarantee that says payment shall be made only if an independent engineer confirms that the contractor has failed. Sounds fair, right? Sounds reasonable. Sounds like exactly the kind of condition you would want in a performance guarantee. But here is the problem. Who presents that confirmation to the bank? In what form? As what document? And if the guarantee does not tell you, what does the bank do with that condition? Does it go find the engineer itself? Does it wait indefinitely? Does it simply refuse to pay? This is precisely the problem that Article 7 of URDG 758 solves. And it solves it in the most elegant, practical way possible by telling the bank exactly what to do when a condition in a guarantee has no document attached to it. Welcome back to English Trade Bites, your article by article deep dive into URDG 758, the ICC's Uniform Rules for Demand Guarantees. I'm Ravneet, and if you are joining us for the first time, do subscribe right now to Ravneet Knowledge Bites on YouTube and explore the English Trade Bites playlist where every earlier episode is right there waiting for you. Today we are on Article 7, non-documentary conditions, and by the end of this episode you will never look at the guarantee condition the same way, you've been doing that. Okay, so before we get into Article 7, let us just quickly connect the dots, with what we have already covered. In Article 5, we established that, a guarantee is independent. The bank is not bound by the underlying relationship between the applicant and the beneficiary. In Article 6, we established that the bank deals only with documents, not with goods, services, or performance. Article 7 now takes that logic one step further and asks a very specific question. What happens when a guarantee contains a condition that is not backed by any document at all? Now, because if the bank only deals with documents and a condition has no document attached to it, the bank has absolutely nothing to examine, and that creates a problem for everyone. Article 7 of URDG 758 says this: a guarantee should not contain a condition other than a date or the lapse of a period without specifying a document to indicate compliance with that condition. And then it goes on to say, if the guarantee does contain such a condition and no document has been specified to evidence it, and the fulfillment of that condition cannot be determined from the guarantor's own records or from an index specified in the guarantee, then the guarantor will deem that condition as not stated. I'll repeat, the condition as not stated. It will disregard it entirely, except for the purpose of checking that data in any presented document does not conflict with the data in the guarantee itself. Read that carefully. The bank does not investigate the condition. It does not try to verify it independently. It simply treats it as if it never existed. That is the rule, and that rule exists for a very important reason. Let us bring this to life with Rahul's story, which you will remember from our earlier episodes. Rahul is the owner of Build Right Constructions, a Mumbai-based company with a large infrastructure contract with the UAE government authority. His bank, which we assumed as the Axis Bank, India, has issued a performance guarantee in favor of the UAE authority. Now let us say that at the time of drafting the guarantee, the UAE authority insisted on including this condition. I'll read the condition. Payment under this guarantee shall be made only upon confirmation from an independent site engineer that Build Right Constructions has materially defaulted on its obligations. Now, on the surface, this sounds like a perfectly sensible condition. The UAE authority wants an expert opinion before any money moves. Fair enough. But here is where it unravels. The guarantee does not specify what document the UAE authority must present to evidence that engineer's confirmation. There is no mention of a site inspection report. There is no mention of a certificate. There is no mention of any written evidence whatsoever. It simply says confirmation from an independent site engineer. So now when the UAE authority walks into Axis Bank and makes a demand, Axis Bank looks at this condition. It looks for a document to examine. There is none specified. It cannot determine from its own records whether an independent engineer has confirmed anything. It cannot find any index in the guarantee that points to an answer. So what does Axis Bank do? Under Article 7, it disregards that condition completely. It treats it as if it was never written into the guarantee. It then examines the rest of the demand, and if everything else it complies with the guarantee terms, it pays. The engineer's confirmation? Irrelevant. Not because the bank does not care, but because the guarantee gave the bank no document to examine against that condition. And a bank that deals only with documents cannot act on something that produces no document. Now, this raises a very important question. Does this mean you can never have a condition like this in a guarantee? Absolutely not. You can have any condition you like as long as you back it up with a document. If the UAE authority wanted that engineer's confirmation to matter, the guarantee should have said, I'll say it now, payment shall be made upon presentation of a signed site inspection report from an independent engineer confirming material default by Buildrite Constructions. Now there is a document too. Now Axis Bank has something to examine. Now the condition has teeth. The condition itself is not the problem. The absence of a corresponding document is the problem. And Article 7 is the rule that steps in when, that document is missing. So why does this matter so deeply for everyone in a transaction like this of Rahul's? For applicants like Rahul, this cuts both ways. On one hand, a non-documentary condition that gets disregarded by the bank could mean the guarantee pays out even when the applicant believes the condition was not met. On the other hand, if you are an applicant trying to build protective conditions into a guarantee, you must ensure every single one of those conditions is backed by a specific identifiable document. Otherwise, the bank will simply look past it. For beneficiaries like the UAE authority, if you negotiate conditions into a guarantee, make sure those conditions are document backed. A condition with no document is a condition with no power. It will be disregarded at the exact moment you need it the most. For guarantor banks like Axis Bank, Article 7 is your protection. It gives you a clear, unambiguous instruction for what to do when you encounter a condition you cannot verify through documents. You do not guess, you do not investigate, you disregard and move on. And for anyone drafting guarantees, and this is perhaps the most important takeaway of this entire episode, every condition you write into a guarantee must be paired with a document. Every single one, no exceptions. A condition without a document is not a condition at all under URDG 758. It is invisible to the bank. Now think of Article 7 as the quality control rule of URDG 758. It catches the drafting gaps before they become payment disputes. And in international trade, where millions of dollars ride on the wording of a single document, that quality control is everything. That is Article 7, non-documentary conditions unpacked. If the series is adding value to your trade finance knowledge, please like this video, share it with a colleague in trade finance, and then subscribe to Ravneet Knowledge Bites as well if you have not already done so. The complete URDG 758 series is live on the English Trade Bites playlist, article by article, concept by concept, and we have only just begun. See you in the next one. Thank you.